I'm Nick Shackley, and I've got responsibility within Johnson Matthey for servicing our pharmaceutical customers, particularly those in the innovator space. My role within Johnson Matthey is to lead our services and products for the innovator segment of our customers, the customers that are developing the new chemical entities, the new drugs that they'll take to market. And included in that role is being responsible for all our development capability, the capability we bring to aid those customers developing those molecules, taking them through that clinical development and into the marketplace. So the trends we see that are leading to increased outsourcing in pharma cover a number of areas. The first area is a trend towards more niche therapeutics, requiring maybe smaller volumes of highly complex, difficult to make active pharmaceutical ingredients. So that driver for what is going to be effective therapeutically leads back to looking for particular skill sets and capabilities that are not necessarily widely held within the industry and are best served from a CDMO space, where those services can be, and that capability can be aggregated across a number of customers, across a number of entities. And I think bringing that aggregation concept, where both the cost base, the capital cost base associated with the assets, as well as the experience and capability, really brings value to our customers that allows them to move forward more quickly and with greater confidence. The other key trend we see is one where pharmaceutical companies do not want to have their own asset bases that are not well aligned to their pipelines. They want to only have an appropriate asset base, whether it be for development or manufacture, that aligns well with their pipeline. But their pipelines can increase and they can decrease. So outsourcing can play a role in making sure they're able to select and optimize their pipeline versus their existing assets, but not let their existing assets inhibit what they can do with that pipeline. They can go externally, and with that external capability, they can drive a total pipeline of activity through, not limited by their existing internal asset base. A good CDMO firstly has to have a strong platform of capability. It fundamentally has to be able to address the customer's needs from a technology and manufacturing point of view. It then needs to be able to execute and deploy those technologies and those capabilities in a very timely way that allows the customer to take their product forward in a manner that meets their timelines, whether it be relating to clinical needs, whether it be related to how they're being funded, whatever aspect of their timeline is a key driver. The CDMO needs to be able to meet that timeline. So I think it's about the capability, and I think it's about how you deploy and execute that capability successfully. I think that the final element I'd call out really is making sure there's a good cultural fit between the customer and the CDMO. I think with a good cultural fit, the relationship becomes more collaborative and consultative in nature, and I think that can benefit both parties. I certainly believe it can benefit with the right CDMO. It can benefit the customer, particularly small to mid-sized customers, where the broader experience of the CDMO, whether it be in terms of development, whether it be in terms of their understanding and relationship with regulatory authorities, they can bring that broader experience and apply it to the particular circumstances of this customer and their product and the specifics around that. Collaboration with a customer, between a CDMO and a customer, is simply vital. Both parties, to varying degrees, are managing risk and uncertainty. And the only way one can do that effectively is with a degree of collaboration, with a degree of transparency, with the ability to confidently have a dialogue between the two parties that makes sure the risks are collectively understood, and then there's a strong dialogue about what's the best way between the two parties to manage that portfolio of risks that are associated with the particular entity or the particular project that the customer has. Johnson Matthey spends 6% of its turnover, over £200 million a year, on research and development. We have an aggressive capital program to put the assets and capability in place to help support both external customers' products as well as our own products. So bringing both the R&D and the capital investment that generates an overall capability that truly is, I think, a step above and differentiating for Johnson Matthey. In terms of what aspects of that capability is key for our customers, it covers a number of the technology platforms we have. That would include our solid state sciences, allowing us to engineer particles to give them the most effective delivery forms. So in the case of active pharmaceutical ingredients, a key component of technology to aid bioavailability. We also have capability around the way we process chemicals, notably on continuous chemical processing, whether it be for broader activities in Johnson Matthey related to refining, all the way through to the particular initiatives related to that we have for the manufacture of active pharmaceutical ingredients. Also, we have a strong history and technology capability around catalysis, both chemo and biocatalysis, that allows us to deploy that technology and undertake the most cost-effective and selective chemical transformations and get the lower cost way of making a particular product, as well as making it in the most efficient and high quality way from a specification point of view we can. Those are the kind of capabilities that I think we can deploy that are very differentiating from JM's perspective. JM sees a lot of activity in the CDMO space, firstly with respect to highly potent compounds. It's an industry trend that sees molecules being developed, particularly for the oncologic space, for treating cancer, that are innately needing to be highly potent. So they need to be protected and protected from people and manufactured in such a way that they can be done safely. And Johnson Matthey has the capability both from the development scale but through to the relevant larger manufacturing scale to make those highly potent compounds in a very safe and cost-effective way for our customers. In addition to highly potent compounds, the delivery of the APIs, the active pharmaceutical ingredients we make, from how they're formulated, and in particular how in that formulation they're made bioavailable, is a very important trend that we see. So our skill set around being able to engineer particles, design the particle and then engineer it at scale, we see that as a key area which allows us to bring a technology enabling drugs that would not otherwise be able to come to market and provide effective therapeutics are being able to be developed and come to market. So those will be two key areas that we see strong trends in currently.